Assalamualaikum and hi to Dr. Kamardin and my fellow friends. My name is Nur Ain Hafizah binti Ahmad Mawardin. My mention number is 273350. I will explain about industry background. First, overview of industry. The food and beverage industry include restaurants, cafe, fast food, food store, food manufacturing operation, catering business, and more. Job in this industry can range from packaging to the preparation, transportation, and serving of foods. The foods and beverage industry, through transformation, rapid use, and with the latest trends and innovations, it is fair to say that no company is looking for food and drinks. Furthermore, the demand for healthy food and packaging food items are some of the popular and ready-made food industry trends for a longer period of time. Food and beverage companies that are revitalizing themselves and changing market trends with success in their effort to top two list of company choice. Yet, the various other industry, this market also was some of the greater critical challenge of using the growing market competition. Technology advanced in the food beverage industry also pose challenge in terms of the consumption and plan wastage. We have analyzed the top trends and challenges faced by food companies around the world. Okay, second, the main players. The global food and beverage industry is now worth more than $8 trillion, representing more than 10,000 of the world GDP, according to a report from Plunket Research. Despite the sluggish economy and falling food and beverage price experienced by some major markets in recent years, the global food and beverage industry as a whole is growing rapidly, led by some of the world leaders from food and beverage company. According According to Forbes Global 2017, Swiss food giant Nestle continued to top the world as the world's largest food company in 2017, followed by American beverage manufacturer Pepsi and Coca-Cola, completing the top three for the world's largest food and beverage company on this list. Nestle has dominated the global food beverage industry for almost three consecutive years. In 2017, world-renowned chocolate and candy producer Nestle continued to the top the list of the world's largest food and beverage company. The third is industry challenge. First, healthy and clean flavor versus diet friendly. Consumers are not so focused on food that are suitable for diet in terms of reducing fat and calories as before. Many are now more inclined to buy products that consider more appropriate for their health and well-being, such as products without artificial ingredients, GM or pesticides, Lash said.
Hi, my name is Farah Alfa binti Ramli. My matrix number is 262955. Production strategies. Production strategies initiative are large long-term strategies of operations. They are structured to fulfill the core goals for the business. Production plans tell us whenever the production groups needs to do to accomplish the organization's highest priorities. It provides the production departments with a roadmap. So production initiatives are also the organization long-term key strategies for the productions of products and service. Production plans shall determine on the products and service to be generated and when to be replaced on the markets. There are usually two types of technique, which is one, business plan. Business plans are strategies for the whole company. It extends to all branch of the organizations. These are given by high-level manager. Second is operational or department strategies. Okay, are strategies created by a particular entity. Okay, each organization has its own has its own approach, such as developments and marketing strategies. This method complements the corporate agenda to accomplish the core goals of the company. They are made up of middle-level executive. All food industry need to have production strategy to achieve their market goals. For reference, we can see the Nestle development plan. Nestle long-term value-added approach is focused on a sustainable search of energy, top lower growth and improve capital efficiency. This returns value by growing innovation through creativity, specializations, and providing specific goods and answer to customer. They are focused for trying to gain a sustainable median digit rate of organic growth. The next stage is to improve organizational efficiency with a view to increase the fundamental operating profit margin by around 17.5 and 18.5% by 2020 from 16.0% in 2006. The distributions for their wealth and money with consistency and consistent priorities, both by acquisitions and divestment. Inventory strategies. The food and beverages sector will face a particular challenges like inventory strategies. The foods and beverages sector will face particular challenges to inventory management. Factors like waste, seasonality, with shifting market demands, both have to be considered after a food and beverages inventory control strategy has been parts in order to hold inventory practice low while maintaining enough supply to satisfy demands. First is just in time. Sometimes defined as the development system of Toyota. Just-in-time inventory, or JIT, is a classical stock control techniques and methods. First is just-in-time, sometimes referred as a development system of Toyota. Just-in-time inventory management, or JIT, is a classical control techniques and methods of lean approach aimed to maximize performance, reduce costs, and eliminate waste by obtaining products just as required. Just-in-time has been used in multiple companies in food and beverages industry as a finished food and beverages item focused on reducing waste. Using a just-in-time inventory control plan will be reduced loss, but in order to succeed, having a stable real-time inventory control system is critical instead they face out of stock issue. For instance, Nestle utilized a slim and JIT techniques to eliminate motions, transfer, and repair. In addition, according to Bloomberg's 2014, Robin Tickle's Nestle manager said that this approach achieved capacity and operational efficiency in a comprehensive manner that can seen as a significant strategic operating benefits that Nestle holds over its rivals. In reality, this strategy has been successfully executed in the industry. 300 factories within a limited time frames in plans to be implemented inside Nestle global divisions. To be concluded, JIT approach help food and beverages industry a lot. Like we can see in the Nestle company, JIT helped to reduce to build world-class efficiency by keeping costs down. Next is best and expiry control. Best and expiry control is possible the most critical quality control methods for food and beverages industry. Perishable goods such as fresh products are highly susceptible to wastage, particularly due to poor shelf life. And in the case of infections or wastage, they have to be alert for the recall if the contaminated items. In the food and beverages industry, this strategy helps them to chart arriving and existing stock on a batch basis, so that they may first use or offer the old stock, which defined as a first in, first out, which is FFO, logics to avoid inventory wastage. Lastly, ABC analysis. ABC analysis focus on classifying items in order of value, which A is a very important and C is less valuable. This ABC inventory analysis assumes that business need to focus more to a more important goods. ABC analysis also allows for optimized stocks ordering, which allow to devote capital to more high value items. This helps food and beverages firm to give consumer what they want, where they want it, despite having to keep a surplus or unwanted inventory on hand and avoid wastage.
In this part, I will explain about inventory management control and policy that was implemented by the food industries. First of all, we all have to know that efficiency of an industry can be determined by how well they are implementing their policies and also how well they are managing their management, especially for the inventory management. When we look at the food and beverage industry, they are normally implementing two types of order policy, where make to order policy and also make to stock order policy. Where make to order policy is they will order with the supplier for the raw material when they get the order from their customer. But for the make to order stock, they will buy the raw material in advance before they are getting demand or getting order from the customers. Apart from that, most of the food and beverage industry also are implementing reorder point approach in their inventory management control. For example, they will only order the stock when the inventory is reached at the point of replenishment. And then some of the journals are suggesting the food and beverage industries to implement the hybrid approach in their inventory management by combining both push and pull method. This push and pull method is not different from the other thing, but it is the same with the meaning of make to order and also make to stock approach. When we look at the inventory control dimension, we get food and beverage industries are applying a lot of dimension in their inventory control. For example, using case file rate indicator in their inventory control, where they will evaluate the amount of inventory they got supplied to their customer and then how much orders they was received from the customer. By getting data from this indicator, they get to know how frequently they can be fulfill the customer demand, and then it will help them to improve their customer service. The second one is known as a stock cover indicator, which will help the firm to reduce the amount of overstock in their warehouse. Especially, it will alert the management about the finished goods that was stored in the warehouse for the long period. So it will alert the management about the certain stock which is stocked for more than a certain period. The third one is we known as a freshness inventory indicator, which will help the firm to determine the life cycle of the stock and then how long they can be stocked their inventory in their store. Apart from that, they also using a demand accuracy plan indicator, where it will determine and help to forecast the uncertain demand for every month. And then they also having a distribute schedule attainment, which will help their distribution system. When we look at the inventory location, we get to know normally the food and beverage industries are locate their manufacturing area or their inventory warehouse at the strategic location, because they want to make sure the item can be delivered on time to their retailer or customer. At the same time, they have to confirm about the freshness of the goods. For example, the Nestle company, they have been located their manufacturing at each countries, because they know they cannot supply directly from their HQ to the other country at the time the customer want. When we look at the sourcing policies, the food and beverage industries are normally considered about the spot market, where they will analyze first and then identify the market where they can get the raw material at best price. Apart from that, when we look at the optimum procurement strategy, they are applying a forward buy and also forward contract, where forward buy is they are buying the raw material in advance before they get a demand from the customer. When we look at the forward contract, they will sign a contract with their potential supplier to ensure the supplier can be supply the raw material at the time they need for raw material. Apart from that, they also have to consider the product constraints and then company constraints and then market constraint and also service constraint before they are implementing a sourcing policy in their management. So basically, that's it from me. I will pass my presentation to the next presenter.
Information relate dimension. First is demand visibility. Demand is the quantity to be purchased by the buyer in every eventuality. The demand of good can be classified into three types, which is the price of related good, consumer income, and taste. Demand for a product depends on the presentation of the product itself. Second is access to information. Information contains in food and beverage in the Nestle company, such as the ingredient. The information is very important for consumer. Last is IT configuration. It is important for every company in all aspects of management. Every data received should be processed and become the output used by the management. Each information contains monthly and daily record.
Good day, sir. My name is Janice Chiu Laying and my merit number is 269859. In my part, I will be talking about decision-making related dimension. Decision-making exists in every company, and company from each industry needs to make decision every day. This includes the food and beverages industry. Decision of taking order and storing inventory are needed in each company, and each company uses different ways to make decision. Decision-making includes replenishing, monitoring, and ordering, control limits, and also replenishing and shipment decision. In replenishing, monitoring, and ordering, industry of food beverages, decision-making is very important. Decisions are made during monitoring and ordering, and take for example Nestle and Campbell Company. They uses continuous replenishment order, as is the way to reduce inventory and make sure the demand is met on a timely basis. Decision made in ordering and monitoring is very important, because food and beverages industry involves around perishable food, perishable item, as items that they bought might be spoil or rot if it's not taken care of. Second, for the control limits, which is also known as process limit, define the area which is the process variation and also signify if the process is out of control. And effective inventory control is not easy to achieve and is very challenging and if any company, and especially in food and beverages industry. But Nestle implemented control limits in their inventory to improve their productivity. Thirdly, for the replenishment of shipment decision, usually in the food and beverages industry, supplies are made or ordered from suppliers before even finalizing their orders, and this is to take advantage of their discount price and advance contracting. Most of the time, company in the food and beverages industry will sign the contract before an exact number of customer beforehand, and when the shipment is near its leaving time, the demand information will become even more accurate. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Nazakira binti Azaman. My metric number is 26360. So, for my part, I will explain about the pros and cons about the food and beverage in inventory management in industry Nestle. So, the pros or advantage has two parts. Firstly, high the quality material management, and the second, buying switching cost. Okay, the first part, which is high quality material management, is so in sectors such as food and beverage Nestle, their priority is quality. Their objective is offering consumers high quality nutritional products. Therefore, their company believes that the material given to consumer or suppliers be fully aware of Nestle quality and safety standards. Besides, their company use the material requirement, for instance, material planning, inventory, production, and procurement process. All of requirements will work together to orchestrate a smooth of high quality material. Workflow meaning configure to food and beverage Nestle requirement by checking manual controls are required. In addition, there are two selections such as vendor quotation and selection processings. These two selection function as SAP implemented for food and beverage Nestle. When the company has the material requirement planning system, so the out of product in high quality material management. So the second part is buying switching cost. Is the cost paid by the consumer as a result changing the brand or product. Buying switching costs can categorize as two categories such as low switching cost and high switching cost. Cost cohesion is a basic advantage of the company's competitiveness and price strength. So the cons or advantage of this inventory management has two parts, which is that source of supply raw material, and the second is inquiry of order received. Okay, the first part is lack source of supply raw material. According to food engineering, every company have the weakest link when the weakest are unable to control. As we can see, when it comes suddenly and unexpected things in company, like increase in demand, for the example, bad weather and natural disasters. So, the second is inaccuracy. The second is inaccuracy of order receipts. Based on research, Nestle Food and Beverage is one of the largest and most rewarding corporations. These are two items that are over such as diet and health. The items considered in providing great, higher quality and helpful food for customers. So, our group have recommend for the food and beverage company, which is the first item is capability is owning transportation logistic department. According to Nestle report, capability can define as what a firm or organizational company can do. For instance, the company must have a capital equipment, technology, and other resources like transportation departments. Therefore, Nestle Food and Beverage strategy must acquire local companies to form a group of independent regional managers. Okay, the second recommend our group can give is the food and beverage Nestle industry can add a system manual and automation, which is this two system is very important in managing sales, services, and others. In productions, we cannot totally believe in machine because sometimes machine have a shortage in processing, or maybe it cannot set in own processor. Even though with advanced technologies could help saving costs, they are still having a problem. So the conclusion of this project is food and beverage Nestle industry professional in one state food and beverage provider that offers high quality product, service, and creative in career. The research also present in inventory control technique of food and beverage industry and how the Nestle industry implement it towards the maintenance performance. In order to achieve this, the food and beverage industry have a policy and strategies toward the performance. That's all from our group. Thank you.